2,000 of these, it wouldn't be enough. I mean, this is something that those of us who love mine finds and who love Jay King, we wait for. But I'll be honest with you, even in all my years of working with him, I've never seen us do a nugget necklace, an antique Hubei nugget necklace of this size. So this is amazing. I saw this earlier today, and I'd seen pictures of it when I reviewed my show with my planners. But I mean, seeing a picture did not do it justice. These things are huge. Look at the size of these nuggets. We were supposed to do this at $164.90. It was appraised at $250. If you could get it at $250, that would be amazing.
You can even find it.
But we're doing it for $139.90 and under $28 on your charge card. So it's a combination of Iron Mountain and Hubei. Oh my goodness, the 277 have been pre-ordered. The length is 20 inches with a 2 3/4 inch extender, so 20 down to 22 3/4. But Jay, tell us about why do we call it antique turquoise?
This is Hubei, so they call it antique or vintage turquoise. They haven't mined it. This was all mined, I guarantee you, late 70s, early 80s.
Because the mines have been closed since then.
Well, the mines were closed down in the 80s. But what is so fascinating about this, and the history of this is really incredible, because Hubei was really the first turquoise ever that came from China that ever came to the American market. And that came in the late 70s, early 80s. What most people don't realize and don't know is the American connection to this. All of the mining operations, all of the marketing, all of the everything, the Chinese had no clue on how, even what turquoise was or how to mine it. All of these miners came from either New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, Utah. That's where all the miners originally went and all the cutters came from. So it has even a big American connection. And again, to tell you the truth, how rare this is. If you saw these, now you've got two different turquoise mines here, okay? So you've got the old Hubei, which was mined in the Hubei region. Those are the big nuggets, okay? Look at the size of these nuggets. Then you've got Iron Mountain nuggets and rondelles cut in between.
But so look at those big eggs. They look like dinosaur eggs.
Right, and if you see these, okay, if you came to my office, and if you came to my studio where I work, you would see these in my specimen case. And I have specimens of the Hubei. It's that collectible. And
aren't they on display in museums?
You see them, they did this, you see them in museums, but in Hubei, where they originally mined this, they just spent, I think it's, I've heard the number 30 million or 50 million that they spent doing this amazing. In fact, I'm gonna take some photographs if I ever get back up in there. I went to this museum. It's just remarkable what they did. And this is the quality of the material that you see there. This material, let me tell you something. It's one of the few turquoises that you can go to with Hubei. And when you see old Hubei, you know that that is antique Hubei or that is vintage Hubei. That's how recognizable this material is. Now, here's the deal. The only way to get it is, well, how we got it. We get it out of old private collections. We had a run of luck on that, and I've got a surprise for you coming up down the road. But this material that you're seeing here all came out of a trading program that we did about 3 years ago. I had a friend for 2 years, traveled to this region, and he went to all these little villages, the mining villages, and he would let everybody know that he's in town, and they, you know, all the miners, the widows or maybe the miners who are retired, or, you know, the thing with, I come from miners on my mother's side of our family. That's where my mining genes come from, and that's where all the miners are in my family. And I will tell you this for a fact, okay? I grew up with miners, and miners don't bring bad specimens.
They're hoarding the good stuff, aren't they, Jay?
Let me tell you something. Like some of us have IRAs. Some of us, like
collect rocks.
Or we buy gold and we bury it in the backyard, right, for later on for the retirement. Miners bring specimens. Miners collect what they mine. And that's where they bring the most beautiful material, because they know what it's worth. And so you're probably looking at some of the finest material that ever came out of these mining regions. Literally, these big nuggets like that. And here again, you got two. The only thing that's Hubei are the big, large nuggets. But look at that. That is one solid. That is one solid nugget. That all we've done is just there's just hand polished it, right? There is no two of these. And these are all natural colors, guys. And that's what made Hubei so crazy, so special, even on the American market. They had never seen anything like this.
And the markings too, they loved the spider webbing.
Well, all the different, you've got everything from spider, like, it looks like even some of it looks like landers. That one right there looked like old American landers. Some of it looks like old number 8 spider web. It's just such a unique and different material. Like I said, Hubei turquoise is one of the few turquoises that, even if you're not an expert or you're not around it like me all the time, you didn't grow up with it, you know this material. Once you see this material, there's no way to duplicate it, no way to fake it. It is unique in its own right.
Okay, and by the way, we have about 150 of these remaining. Antique turquoise, vintage turquoise. We'll never be able to repeat this one. That's still available for you, but it will sell out. We have more. Stay with us as we continue.
Here's your